He wasn't speeding by much. He wasn't driving recklessly. He wasn't trying to hide anything. In fact, he had every reason to believe this would be another routine traffic stop that would end with a warning or maybe a small ticket. But there was one thing inside the vehicle that instantly raised the stakes: a legally owned firearm. The officer didn't know who he was. The driver didn't know what the officer was thinking. And in the space between those two unknowns, one small mistake changed the entire tone of the encounter. That's the part many gun owners never think about. It isn't necessarily the firearm itself that changes a traffic stop. It's how people behave the moment pressure takes over. And under flashing red and blue lights, even experienced, responsible gun owners can find themselves making decisions they would never make on an ordinary day. Picture yourself sitting in the driver's seat on a quiet highway after dark. The patrol car's lights bounce off your mirrors and fill the inside of your vehicle with flashes of red and blue. Your heart rate climbs almost immediately. It doesn't matter whether you've done anything wrong. For most people, being pulled over creates instant stress. Now add one more detail. There's a firearm inside the vehicle. Maybe it's secured in a case. Maybe it's locked in the glove compartment. Maybe it's holstered because your state's laws allow lawful carry. Whatever the situation, your brain begins racing. Should I mention it right away? Should I wait? What if the officer notices before I say anything? Those thoughts can pile up in seconds, and that's often where ordinary drivers begin making avoidable mistakes. Former officers have often explained that traffic stops are unpredictable by nature. Every vehicle is an unknown. Every driver is someone they've never met before. They don't know if they're approaching a nervous college student, a tired parent coming home from work, or someone actively trying to avoid arrest. Because of that uncertainty, officers pay close attention to behavior long before they know the facts. They notice where your hands are. They notice sudden movements. They notice whether you're calm or rushing. None of those things automatically mean someone is dangerous, but they do influence how the officer assesses the situation in real time. That's why one of the biggest mistakes isn't owning the firearm. It's letting anxiety control your actions before a single conversation has even begun. Imagine the officer reaches the driver's window and asks for your license and registration. Before they finish speaking, you immediately lean toward the center console where your firearm also happens to be stored. Inside your own mind, you're simply trying to retrieve paperwork quickly and be cooperative. From outside the vehicle, the officer sees something completely different. They see a hand moving toward an area they cannot clearly observe. In that split second, the atmosphere changes. The officer's voice becomes firmer. Their posture changes. They may immediately instruct you to stop moving and keep your hands visible. Suddenly, what felt routine feels tense. Most viewers watching this would probably react the same way. When we're nervous, we instinctively try to solve the problem faster. We move quicker. We talk more. We want to show we're cooperating. Ironically, those reactions can sometimes create more uncertainty instead of less. Human beings are surprisingly poor at recognizing how stress changes their own behavior. Your breathing becomes faster without you realizing it. Your hands move automatically. Your voice gets slightly higher. None of that proves guilt. Courts have recognized that nervousness by itself doesn't establish criminal activity. But officers are still trained to observe behavior because behavior helps them make safety decisions in uncertain situations. Many defense attorneys often point out that people underestimate how powerful perception becomes during a traffic stop. You know your intentions. The officer doesn't. You know you're reaching for your insurance card. The officer only knows your hand disappeared from view. That's why communication matters so much. A simple sentence spoken before making a movement can dramatically reduce confusion. Something as straightforward as telling the officer where your documents are before reaching for them allows everyone to stay on the same page. It isn't about surrendering your rights. It's about reducing uncertainty during a situation where uncertainty naturally increases tension. Silence can also become surprisingly uncomfortable. Some drivers feel compelled to explain everything before the officer even asks. They start talking about where they've been, why they're carrying a firearm, how long they've owned it, or how they've never been pulled over before. They believe they're helping. Sometimes they're simply feeding their own anxiety. Former officers have described how nervous over-explaining can make a routine interaction feel more complicated than it needs to be. Again, that doesn't mean talking is wrong. It simply means emotions often take over when people feel pressure. Then comes another moment many drivers never expect. The officer walks back to the patrol car with your documents. You're alone. Minutes feel much longer than they actually are. You begin replaying everything you said. Did I sound nervous? Did I move too quickly? Should I have mentioned the firearm sooner? Did I say too much? This mental spiral is incredibly common. Most innocent people don't sit calmly during those few minutes. They imagine every possible outcome. They convince themselves something terrible is about to happen, even when nothing unusual is occurring. Meanwhile, the officer may simply be checking your license, registration, and any information required by department procedure. From your perspective, the silence feels ominous. From the officer's perspective, they're completing routine tasks. That difference in perspective is where misunderstandings often grow. Human beings naturally fill information gaps with assumptions, especially when they're anxious. That's why people sometimes misread neutral behavior as suspicion. A calm expression feels intimidating. A pause feels accusatory. A routine question suddenly sounds loaded because your own stress changes how you hear it. Legal experts frequently recommend remembering that traffic stops are conversations with legal consequences. Every word matters, but so does every movement. Responsible gun ownership isn't just about knowing how to safely store or carry a firearm. It's also about understanding how quickly routine encounters can become emotionally charged. The safest interactions usually happen when everyone involved understands what's happening before unexpected movements occur. Predictability lowers tension. Surprises increase it. Consider another realistic scenario. The officer returns and asks another simple question. Is there anything in the vehicle I should know about? Depending on your state's laws and the specific circumstances, the appropriate response may vary. Different states have different rules regarding notification requirements for lawful firearm carriers. That's why responsible gun owners should understand the laws where they live and anywhere they travel. Knowing those rules before you're sitting on the side of the road under pressure is far easier than trying to remember them with adrenaline pumping through your body. One mistake many people make is assuming every state follows identical laws. They don't. Some jurisdictions require lawful carriers to inform officers under certain circumstances. Others do not. Storage requirements also vary. Transport rules differ. Reciprocity between carry permits differs. That's why relying on something you heard from a friend years ago can create unnecessary problems. Responsible preparation starts long before the traffic stop ever happens. But even with different legal rules across the country, one reality remains remarkably consistent. Calm behavior helps everyone. Sudden movements create uncertainty. Clear communication reduces confusion. Those principles aren't political. They aren't anti-gun or pro-gun. They're simply practical observations about how human beings respond under stress. Former officers often describe the first few seconds of any traffic stop as the most important. During those seconds, they're making rapid assessments based on limited information. Is the driver following instructions? Are their hands visible? Are they making unexpected movements? Is the environment predictable? None of those questions determine guilt or innocence. They help determine how cautiously the officer approaches the situation. Once that level of caution increases, it often takes time for the interaction to relax again. The same is true for drivers. Once your heart starts racing, your judgment changes. You may not even realize how much. Psychologists have long understood that stress narrows attention. People become focused on solving the immediate problem while missing the bigger picture. That's why otherwise careful people accidentally interrupt officers, forget simple instructions, or reach for items without thinking. They're not trying to create danger. Their brain is simply operating under pressure. If you've ever watched body camera footage, you've probably noticed that many tense encounters don't begin with shouting. They begin with confusion. Someone misunderstands a movement. Someone assumes the other person knows what they intend to do. One side reacts to uncertainty, and the other side reacts to that reaction. Before anyone realizes what's happening, the emotional temperature has changed. That's why the smallest decisions during the opening moments of a stop often have the biggest impact later. Responsible gun owners spend countless hours learning safe handling, proper storage, and range discipline. Those are all essential skills. But understanding the psychology of a traffic stop deserves attention too. Your goal isn't to win an argument on the side of the road. Your goal is for everyone involved to understand what's happening, remain safe, and allow the encounter to proceed as smoothly as possible. At the end of the day, most traffic stops end without major incident. Most officers go home safely. Most lawful gun owners continue on their way without any problems. Yet the stories people remember are often the ones where a few seconds of confusion changed everything. Not because someone intended for it to happen, but because stress, uncertainty, and assumptions collided at exactly the wrong moment. That's why the biggest mistake isn't simply having a firearm in your vehicle. It's forgetting that the officer can only react to what they see, not to what you intended. The moment your actions become unpredictable, the stop becomes more unpredictable too. Understanding that simple reality doesn't guarantee a perfect encounter, but it helps explain why one small decision, one sudden movement, or one anxious reaction can completely change the direction of an otherwise ordinary traffic stop. And for responsible gun owners, that may be one of the most valuable lessons to remember long before the flashing lights ever appear in the rearview mirror.